Good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world of darkness, and welcome to Hansel and Gretel, the Mage venue, where today's scene we'll see Violet going off a little bit into the city, trying to test a little bit on uh, on a new pair of glasses that she's been working on to enhance her sight, enhance her perception of things, to try and see beyond the dull, gray reality that is keeping everyone prisoner. So she's been thinking, well, perhaps I could use that as a source of inspiration, and she's been roaming around a little bit in the city, trying to find a good spot, a spot that could give her some inspiration. She thought at first about the shrine that she dedicated to Bill, the Chaos Spirit, but then she thought, well, I kind of always with Bill. I got to see different people or different places. So she went a little bit further into the city, and she stops when she finds a certain house that seems to have some sort of aura, an aura that speaks to her, something that seems to be more real than any other places in the city, something that seems to scream in the dark, something that is haunted, familiar, yet wrong at the same time. So she's going to sit and start to draw as she sees the house, or at least as she perceives it with her true sight. And this is where we will start our scene as she's drawing on the paper.
So she just like chilling out in front of the house drawing?
Well, yes. I mean, nothing suspicious here.
That's not weird. Well then, I will presume, because I like to presume, that Gribblekin is doing what he do best, which is being obnoxious and being the source of all awareness. Because that's just what he does. So sure enough, she's drawing this ooky spooky house. It looks dilapidated. It looks ready to be torn down. And all the same, there is this big, long-haired black cat uh, meandering about the premises. And sure enough, he'll probably saunter into sight from around the side of the house, hop up on the porch rail. And considering that she's showing so much attention to the house, especially with some crazy activated magic grashes, he will stride along the rail, find a point somewhere in the middle, sit himself down, and just stare at her.
The I'm judging you cat look.
Oh, he is judging so hard. You have never known such judgment.
And there's probably something that ticks the back of her head as Joey is probably looking at the other familiar in the eye and whisper, "Hey, you got some pussy up there." And she just stops drowning as she looks to the side at that invisible yet very facetious familiar. What? And she looks at the direction that he's pointing out, and she sees the cat that with that judgmental look. Oh my
It's
god.
such strong.
And she just looks at him and she goes, "Ah, aren't you the most judgmental cat I've ever seen?" Hmm.
No doubt he's commenting unkindly, but whether or not she can perceive whatever he is saying is, I don't know, up for debate. I don't know whether she can understand him.
I know there's a merit, but I don't have it, so I'm going to take the conclusion that no, I do
He
not.
probably says something very waspish back that likely
Mm.
makes her familiar giggle.
Yeah, and she gets her thumbs up, trying to look at the cat on how he appear. But I guess that Spirit and Prime, I see that he's a special kind of kitty.
He is quite special.
All the special.
He will tell you so himself. He's very special.
And she makes a pause as she looks at him. Huh. Where aren't you a little special cat? And she just starts to add details, painting the cat in a in a very Burtonesque way with big eye, but judging you. With
He'll
hmm?
let out just this hideous caterwaul, and then quite possibly, well, she is drawing, and it's obvious that she's drawing. And when she holds up her thumb to like size him to the porch and everything, it's obvious that she's drawing him. So he's going to take interest and hop his big fluffy ass down from the porch rail and start just sauntering that way as if he owns everything he is stepping on, because clearly he does.
I mean, he's a cat.
Exactly.
The world entirely belongs to him.
It does. He's allowing you to exist in his company. You should be thankful.
Yeah. So let's just see. She has some difficulty to concentrate as she only gets one success right now. It's kind of rough. It's kind of rough around the age. It's not as elaborate as she would like it. And of course, the cat is moving, so
Yep. In pretty quick time, she's going to find that there's a big ass cat. Is she like just sitting and has the book in her lap or something, or?
yeah. Let's go with that. She's not one for details such as, yeah, I should probably bring some of those portable chairs or something. No. I'm a city girl. I sit on the concrete.
Nope. He is going to grace your lap with his glorious presence and stick his face in the drawing. Get right in the way. He wants to see. And he'll be sitting there going, "Meow."
Well, I mean, okay, I get that you want to see, but if you're yes, if you're in the middle of the drawing, I can hardly continue to draw. We seem to be in a pickle here.
Meow.
Huh.
And after considering this for several moments, he will look back at the page, narrow his eyes briefly, and then hop back out of her lap, saunter back over, and jump up approximately where he was before, and resume his judging stare. He's got a pose to get himself drawn. Clearly, you should be drawing him. Fuck the house. Draw him.
And yeah, she's going to she's going to laugh as she unfortunately didn't had many animals, but she always had a soft spot for cats. because well, dogs are nice, but cats have this kind of I'm a smart ass and you you need to like me for it
There's
attitude.
some undeniable personality going on there.
Yes, indeed. And she's going to concentrate on the drawings, trying to get it right because apparently this feline has very has a very high standard and very high level of critique
He
regarding
does.
the beauty of the art.
He puffs himself up. He is clearly striking a pose.
And yeah, the most majestic of cats, yes.
Yes.
And yeah, she's going to continue to draw him, even if she still continue a bit for the house because it needs at least a background to
Yes,
make, you know,
clearly.
to make it properly magnificent, as he indeed is commented by this bird that seems to comment also on the artifact, or perhaps provoking this cat into a duel. Who knows how birds and cat works? And when she finally gets the hang of it, she's going to get up and she's going to see how her muse and patron of the day feels about his representation within this drawing.
Yes, he shall wait regally upon the rail for her to come to him and show him this glorious image. And he
So
shall look upon it and fluff himself up even more. And meh.
I guess that's up to your satisfaction.
He'll start nuzzling the page, nosing it, rubbing his cheek on it. It's his now.
she kind of chuckles as she sees that cat with yeah, I mean she sees him through her glasses, so she knows he's special. But that's still a little bit particular behavior.
Oh yes.
And she's going to actually does he have a color, or
Oh, of course not. He would never allow such a thing.
he's an independent cat.
He's very independent.
Uh,
Though
and
after nuzzling him, you can or nuzzling the page.
Mhm.
If she does not immediately fork over the goods, he will start yelling
Well,
at on because clearly
well,
that it is now.
yes,
He marked it.
yeah. That's actually what I was wondering, like if he had a color or not to place the drawing in between the color. But she's going to take off the page and fold it a little bit, and she's going to hand it over, kind of curious, half
Yep, and he
expecting,
will.
you know, the cat to get on his hind leg, take it with his front paws, and just walk off like it's a journal.
It would totally suit, but instead, most likely, what he will do is like plop a paw on it, big old fluffy paw, while it is on the rail, and just kind of, this is mine now. Puts a very possessive paw and just starts yelling because clearly, this requires proper appreciation. And eventually, after all the just caterwauling, just hideous caterwauling, finally, Hildy will make her appearance and creak open this rickety old door and just screech out, like poke her head out and screech, "Yes, what do you want?" So this hideous old hunchbacked lady pokes her head out of the door.
And Violet makes her best poker face ever. Because right now she's thinking, huh, is she the crazy cat is she the crazy cat lady from The Simpsons?
I don't know about the lady from The Simpsons, but Crazy Cat Lady is a pretty applicable title. It's very clear as she pokes her head out about that she is talking directly to the cat. In fact, she will kind of narrow her eyes a bit in surprise to see anyone else out there. Because, I mean, Grimalkin does what he wants, and sometimes it involves carrying on to get her attention. So she was like, "What? Are you talking to strangers again? We've talked about stranger danger." And the cat's over there going,
she chuckles a little bit as she sees, yeah, she knows that it can be just a crazy cat lady, considering it's a familiar. But just for fun, how can you describe the aura of Brunhild?
Brunhilde, she is, have you ever heard, like, you know, when kids talk about, like, that one old house in the neighborhood and the crazy old lady that lives there, and they make up all this weird shit that makes her sound more and more witchy? She looks like that. She looks like all that ridiculous shit that someone would make up. Her hair is, like, this crazy wild mess. She's got a hunchback. She's got a little walking cane that's clacking out in front of her. She's got, you know, her fingernails are a little too long. You know, all in all, she looks like every horrible cliche of a witch that you could possibly fathom. And between that and the echoes and the fact that you may well have the sunglasses on, it's pretty clear.
Okay, and she just gives a little wave to the lady. Hello. Sorry to disturb you.
And she kind of, again, looks aside as if Violet is a little bit of a second thought to the cat, who is obviously, I mean, you only hear meowing, but obviously arguing with her. And she'll kind of scrunch her brow for a second and be like, "Oh no, that's hello." Who are you?
Huh? I'm sorry, I didn't heard you for the last.
Oh,
Is it who are you or how are you?
Yeah, no, who are you?
I'm Violet. And you are?
Oh, I'm Hildy.
And I guess that this very talkative cat is yours.
Oh yes, Mittens is very, and she'll kind of glare at him for a second. Argumentative. Not in front of company, Mittens. She'll just kind of wave a hand at him. Like, psh. And she'll finally toddle out, cane and all. I mean, even the clothes, it's ridiculous. She is a walking cliche. And she'll shut the door behind her. It takes 2 or 3 tries to get it to latch properly before she, you know, shuffle, clank from her and her walking stick starts coming over to investigate, because Grimalkin is just carrying on. So she'll not necessarily ask what the paper is or anything like that. She'll just kind of skulk over and pluck it out from under his paw and flick it open to investigate.
Investigate the thing.
And after she has looked over the drawing, which ended up with a surprising number of successes, she'll finally just kind of sigh while he draws himself up. Like, of course, look at the praise I have garnered. And she'll like look at the drawing and look at him, look at the drawing, finally look at Violet. Oh no, I'll never hear the end of it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I mean, I was just running your house, and then I think he somehow made a forced bargain with me without me having much of a choice.
Oh no, it's not your fault he's vain. Shut up, Mittens. She'll peer at it again and then kind of tilt her head. And while she's still staring at the paper, just blurt out, "Why are you drawing my house?"
And she kind of blushed because, yeah, she just went in front of someone's house and started to drown him. Like, yeah, it's perfectly normal. Well, I mean, once again, if you really think about it, it looks more like an abandoned house, but you know. So yeah, she's going to look at her feet for a second. Like, yeah, I've been someone got me on my not so noble behavior. Sorry, mommy. Kind of gesture.
And she'll kind of peer down at her while she's acting sheepish. And then again, with presumably no provocation at all, just screech, "Are you about to go and pull a knife out of nowhere like that other girl?"
And she
Kids these days,
she
leaving
makes
needles everywhere, pulling out knives on old ladies.
Yeah, the only reaction that she has is she face palm. Oh god. And she takes off her pink sunglasses. I'm sorry. It happens sometimes. She's
You're
like
sorry,
that.
you haven't pulled a knife on me yet, young lady. She waggles her cane at her for good measure.
No, no. I'm not going to draw a fucking knife.
Good. And she'll toddle over towards this rickety-looking porch swing that looks suspiciously like if even Grimalkin sat on it, thing would just come clattering down in just a shower of dust and wood shards. She seems determined, however. And she will give it a good glaring at, and then very, very slowly go through the process of old lady sitting. It's a very arduous process. There's a lot of groaning involved, and eventually she'll just kind of be like, and sit herself on this rickety ass porch swing, which of course like creaks and screeches in protest. Some dust does indeed shower both from the swing itself and from the brackets that are holding it up in the ceiling. And Grimmelkin has followed her the whole way, yowling because she has his picture.
It belongs to him.
Yep. He'll hop up there, hop into her lap, and start pawing after the paper. It's his, damn it! It's his! And she'll kind of whap it at him. I mean, it's a piece of paper, so it's not going to actually even impact. It'll just kind of bend. And she'll, chide the cat, being like, "Not in front of company! Yes, I know she was a stranger a moment ago. No, I don't think she has a knife."
No, no, I don't. I mean, and she uh she takes her crayons. I mean, got this, but I mean, only works on vampires.
Oh, those could work on way more than that. Anything with one of those.
Uh, well,
I prefer
yeah.
chalk.
Mm, yeah, that's true, but I I didn't feel like doing all the chalk work.
Oh,
So,
oh no.
hmm?
Never mind, dear. What were you talking about? Never mind that she wasn't talking. This doesn't matter.
uh, no, well, to answer your original question, uh, I was trying to find a good spot for running, and the city is just gray and impractical, and pretty much an insult to anything with good taste. So
She
when
kind of
I
looks at her, quirks an eyebrow.
so when I look at your house and I saw that it was more real than this, and she just gesture at the buildings that probably surrounds her house.
Yeah, it's probably a kind
Yeah,
of okay neighborhood. Maybe kind of okay.
yeah. Somehow I imagine this little house in the middle of modern building, like this just small space. So, and as she as she just wave the glasses. So when I saw it and that it was more real than the rest, I thought, well, might as well draw it.
And she'll kind of poke one of her crooked arthritic fingers the girl's way and declare very very certainly, "You're a very strange little girl."
As she chuckles a little bit. Well, I mean, aren't we all a little bit weird?
Of course, I'm strange. You can get away with anything when you're an old lady, my dear. Me, get yes, yeah, fine, fine. She just kind of sets the page in her lap, which he, of course, promptly lays on and starts petting the cat.
Um, have you been one for a long time?
Have I been what, dear?
Uh, she looks around because she's thinking, okay, she might also be a little bit hard of hearing, but I'm not going to scream out loud, with a microphone into the middle of the street. Are you a magi?
It's funny. She'll notice that what little, like when people are out, like walking their dogs or people are driving by, they tend to very pointedly stay on the far side of the street. They're not very fond of the old house.
Yeah, one might wonder why.
She does have a very nice collection of crows, though. That's always good.
And yeah, she just gets a little closer as she doesn't sit next to Brunhilde, but she sits in front of her like a kid would sit in front of her grandma. and she just. I mean, have you been and she's trying to find the right word.
You're
Um,
muttering, dear.
okay, have you been a mage for a long time?
And she'll scrunch her shaggy brows for a second and kind of give her a proper look. And what is I don't actually know if any
I
of my
mean,
sites would show me anything.
yes, actually, you can just you could even roll you can roll perception awareness first
Oh, I could do
because
that. That's a good idea.
first of all, during the whole conversation, she had her glasses activated.
Well, I'm pretty sure I fucking saw them.
Yeah, that you saw that there was something magical, and also you can feel this kind of shivering cold that you feel when there's a spirit near, and you get the same kind of feeling when she's near you.
And that probably comes down to like I'm going to
And
assume that her
mhm,
her specialty will apply. So that's a pretty good number of successes.
mhm. And then if you want, you can activate Prime Sight
I
if
do
you
not
have
have
it,
prime
but
sight,
if
but I do
not,
have spirit sight since
yeah,
there's some creepy coldness going on around her.
yeah,
The spirit or
hmm
rolling your arte or whatever.
yeah. You roll a rate. You can roll the rate, and
Show me the other
yep,
die. Okay, sweet.
yeah. With the 7, it activates. So yeah, you can see that uh, there's standing just behind her. There's a guy that I don't think Bruno Hill would know who that is, but
Does it
yeah.
look blatantly like a textbook incubus or anything by chance?
No, it looks like Joey Ramone. So no, not really. Just a
So
guy,
with that
with.
awkward question and the fact that she's got company with her,
Mhm.
she'll probably take a second, scrunch her brows, and then just start cackling. And sadly I don't think I can pull off the cackle, but she will just start cackling and carrying on. And Grimmelkin will set back his ears because it's quite loud.
Ah.
And she will once she gets a handle on herself, which takes a second, in fact an awkwardly long bit for her to get herself back under composure, at which point she will declare loudly again, "Ah, yes, you are a very strange little girl," and just kind of point in the direction of her companion.
uh. She.
Just to
She's
make it very clear that she sees him.
yeah, and she just she grunts her face like I'm not that weird.
Kind of funny coming from a creepy old lady, isn't it?
Yeah. Like, creepy old lady, why? Why, creepy old lady?
There's more and more of you young folk about.
Uh, I suppose.
At least you're not trying to bogart my cat like that simple little fellow. Easy on the eyes, maybe, but I don't think he had a bit of sense.
Huh.
You should have seen the wide-eyed look he was giving me while he stood in the way of my car door. I don't think he even understood why he was standing there.
Uh, are you? And she makes a pause as she go through her book of sketches, and she show her a picture of Conrad. That guy?
Oh, yes. Yep, that's the one. Simple little thing. Bless his little heart.
She laughs a little bit. Yeah, he yeah. He's special.
And especially like when she goes and actually holds the book up for her to see, she will make a. I mean, she's not fast enough to like just snatch it out of her fingers, but she will make an attempt to take hold of the book, unless it's pulled back.
When she
Just
see that
to
the
yeah.
old lady wants to have a look at her book, she folds it back slightly, like because she's not sure what she wants to do with it.
And at that point, she'll instead shift to pointing at it. Who else do you have drawings of in there?
People. I have other
She just
people.
kind of gives her a skeptical look. Other interesting people. Yes?
Yes. She's
I want to see how many of them I recognize.
Okay. And she hands over her book.
And she'll kind of flip through, regardless of whatever other stuff happens to be in there. She probably will not take much. I'm sure some of it is very interesting. But most of it is going to be her just whisking through quickly, though she'll pause on pictures of, let's see, we've already done Conrad, so Alaric, Ken, and
no, actually,
if there are.
Alaric is not here, but there's Tommy, there's Jade, there's Ginger, there's Naomi.
Yep, she'll recognize Naomi.
There's also the cop. The cop. There's a lot of drawing of a certain Asian boy.
Nope.
And
she'll probably of those will only pause on Naomi and scowl a bit. And probably start muttering something about what a rude young lady under her breath as she continues flipping.
And as you go basically through all the drawings, yes, there are some very interesting pictures, including one of Tommy Lovechild in a very compromising position with a werewolf.
That will actually very probably make her start laughing again. That horrible cackling. Because let's be honest, that shit's just funny, especially when you know it's real.
Yeah, and I guess that somewhere in Central Park, there's an echo of another cackle. Like all the old ladies cackling together.
It's a mutual cackle. Yes. Nope, that'll set her laughing again, and she'll finally hand the book back, flick it shut, probably, and hand it back.
And yeah, she gets the book back with slight embarrassment because yeah, she saw the page. She saw the page.
Oh, pshaw. At least she's having a good laugh.
So, have you been one for a long time? Yes, she won't answer to her question.
And she has the sense to ask it more than once. And she'll tap her chin a time or two again. She's got like kind of, and this isn't like the well manicured. It's she's a little on the grimy side and probably has stuff dirt under her nails because gardening all the time, playing with plants all the time. So she'll kind of tap this dirty fingernail against her chin. Oh, well, yes. Yes, dear.
Oh, and she's studying the old lady as probably she's thinking, okay, now how long? uh, so uh do you belong to a tradition, or are you independent, or
Of course. You don't just learn this out of nowhere, silly girl.
did you just say silly girl or sligo? Because I'm like, she's very...
Silly girl.
But yes, she's still very confused. she she makes a pause and she goes, so as in uh-huh.
Nope.
Please.
Nope. Belligerent old lady. Not working. No baiting. You have to flat out ask.
And she goes, okay, so I okay. She's extending her hand to the old lady.
Meanwhile,
I-
Brunhilde has gotten distracted petting her cat.
I'm Violet, and I'm an ecstatic in training. Nice to meet you.
Oh, hello. And I wish I knew more, so give me 1 second while I pretend I know things. Where's the button that I want? That's not it. There we go. Boop.
I don't know why, but now I feel that there must be an intervenue, old people hang out.
This is an amazing idea. I am just trying to look real fast and see if Verbena have a particular opinion in regards to ecstatics. Do 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 do. It doesn't say much, which makes me sad. Why can't you just help me be an opinionated old lady? You fucking website. Bob, stop laughing at me.
I mean, if you want, I will find it very fast, because I think if you actually go here, let me get something in the old version. Okay. Hope I will copy paste it to you.
Oh, thank you. Save me from myself. Eee. So is Violet sitting like right out in front of her?
Yes.
Like within reach in front of her?
Yes.
She gets herself a pat on the head. Don't worry, dear, you'll grow up someday.
And she she gets a mean look from Violet. Like, is it because I'm short?
Oh no.
Somehow I'm waiting for the although.
There is kind of an although hovering there. She hasn't said it. She kind of is. She's thinking about it.
And yeah, she's she's getting the look from Violet, like the look, I dare you to say it, like.
I'm just
And
saying, dear, that
mhm,
your approach tends to be, shall we say, fiery but short-lived.
you're saying I'm a firecracker?
She'll shrug. Sure.
Okay, mysterious cat person. And what about you?
And she grins. Here's all the crooked teeth. It's just terrible. She is, in fact, quite long in the tooth, both metaphorically and literally.
You're not a wolf.
Don't judge me. It's a very applicable metaphor right now. Yeah. I prefer the older ways.
So as she's trying very hard to think about the few lessons that she got regarding the other traditions. So you're a dream speaker? Or a verbena? Is that
Yes,
what you're
dear.
saying?
Indeed,
Yes.
indeed.
Yes, to the first one or the second one?
She doesn't speak up until the second one.
Okay. Because right now what she's thinking is that this old lady is making fun of me and is having a fun time watching me squirm.
That might also be a thing.
And when she realized that you say she's verbena, it's about the old way. There's a black cat,
Yeah.
and she goes, "Ah, yes, that old way."
Yes. Pet, pet, pet. Meow. Yes, I will get behind your ears. Give me a moment. Pet, pet, pet. Scratch, scratch. Grimalkin rolls himself over. No, I'm not petting your stomach. The last time I did that, you bit me. Fickle cat.
I see that your familiar has quite the personality.
He does. Very talkative.
Yeah, I kind of get the feeling as she's looking into the direction of Joey, who's just looking around because clearly this doesn't interest him at all.
She
Yes,
is a kooky old lady. She is not really his type.
yes, exactly. The appearance one might might have something to do with it.
Yes.
As he's probably looking at the girls of the other side of the road.
He's like creeping out someone's window or something.
Yeah.
Who knows? Some girl down the street is changing. He knows it.
Yeah, his spider sense tickles. So you're okay. I know we're in the stereotypes and all, but so what do you exactly do?
Whatever I like, of course. It's the prerogative of an old woman.
Okay, and in whatever you'd like to do, how do you practice it? The magic? As she's thinking, no, don't let any window for that woman, because otherwise she will just change the subject.
Well, how do you suspect? Look at me. Look at my house. Meanwhile, this is a creaky old house, but at the same time, there are little telltales. There is a very healthy, proverbial garden of what probably looks suspiciously like weeds.
Really? There's weeds?
They probably look like weeds. There's probably sown in among them. But the things like the ivy growing on the house is extremely healthy and very vibrant. The place looks unappealing at a glance, but closer examination shows that she, if anything, seems to have quite the green thumb. There are planters around that have been sewn up, not with flowers, of course, because that would just be silly, but with all manner of weird ass herbs and just cooking herbs, actually, because gotta have that fresh flavor.
Yes, gotta have that flesh flavor, huh?
Yes.
And she she thinks for a second that she probably imagining the crook old lady around the cauldron.
That's exactly the image that she's trying to call to mind. So great success.
Cooking someone up. But
not only so inaccurate.
She's making a pause and she looks at the house. Well, I mean, at least it's not gingerbread, so I guess that you don't cook people who eat your house.
Well, it's very hard to get away with a gingerbread house these days, especially in the middle of a city.
True, but I would say according to the ratio of people who are highly on sugar, you might actually get better victims. But then again, perhaps your house would be devoured way before you can cook them all up.
I can be very productive when I set my mind to it. She waggles her arthritic finger.
So, more, she's thinking. Well, I mean, I'm looking at the house. I mean, sure, it's rolled and rambly, but
with the spirit sight that the glasses give her, she knows there are things in that house.
But I mean, somehow with the garden, it strikes me more like a druid type.
Then she again gets the kind of crooked tooth grin.
I mean,
it is my preferred method. Yes.
So you have, and she's thinking as the player is trying to think of the name. So does it mean you have a golden bill hook?
Golden what?
A golden bill hook.
I don't actually know what that is.
It's a tool that was used by druids.
Your gold's expensive these days. I mean, it was expensive those days too, I suppose. Taps her chin thoughtfully. Gets lost in thought almost immediately. Thank you. Ah, yes.
But okay, I can see. I can see that. So pretty much you're doing magic potions and stuff.
Yes, indeed.
So what exactly can they do? She's actually seems rather interested in that.
And she'll just lean forward and like kind of put both hands on top of the cane and prop her chin on it and just kind of look at her and go, "What do you want them to do?"
Huh. As she's thinking, well, I mean, I guess if we're dealing with stereotypes, I guess love potions.
Of course. Healing potions, love potions, sleep potions. All manner of potions, really. But that's thinking small.
Hmm. So technically, you could uh make a potion that makes someone step to the other side.
Mm,
Potentially.
probably.
Huh.
Not
Yeah.
always a wise place to go, little girl, but it can be done.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I've seen what angry spirit can do.
Indeed, indeed.
Try
Have to
to
be
stay at the
very
good
careful with
side.
those. Very fickle. More fickle than mittens. Meow. You are fickle. Don't lie to the nice little girl. Meow. Pat, pat.
Uh, and she kind of starts to think as the gear of her mind starting to uh, are starting to work, and she look at the old lady. So anything potentially.
Yes, of course. With the right mages in the casting, nearly anything.
Hmm. She's biting her lips as she has an idea. She has an idea, but she's yeah. You can make a perception empathy. I would find it. I mean, she's an old lady. I think she probably, in her wise old age, might have an idea of what she's thinking about.
Don't. She's got an inkling.
Yeah. So with one, uh, you can you can see that she's clearly thinking about something very precise in mind, but she also had red cheeks.
She'll start laughing again.
And she'll just bury her head under the book. Like, yes, the book can protect from your lady.
At the very least, at least it seems like earnest, amused laughter. I mean, it's hard to tell, but at this point, you've heard her cackle a couple times. She is honestly taking enjoyment out of. I mean, both how sheepish she is, but the idea, the notion that is getting pushed to the forefront, just earnestly amuses her.
And yeah, she makes the book, slowly go under her face, like just her eyes are visible from behind the book.
You are a very impetuous young lady. I like it.
So I guess that since it's simple, it's doable. she's she's looking left and
With
right,
the right
like.
people involved, of course it is.
What do you mean exactly with the right people? I mean, don't you just do it over a cauldron, then put the ingredient and put it in a potion?
Well, yes. the little extra oomph never goes awry.
The extra oomph.
But yes, even without the extra oomph, that the extra chutzpah, as it were, there are herbs that can do that.
As she's thinking, so what would I need for me? And she used her finger to quote in the air, the extra oomph.
Let's roll some dice to see how well she just starts rattling off herbs. And I will take that one as medicine, since she's using actual herbs. Hey, Blue.
And somehow I think that you're going to start to talk about tritons and mandragora or other stuff.
She will no shit just start rattling off a series of like various plants and herbs and flowers and whatnot. It's like, you could use this or this or this, and even some of this if you're feeling really frisky, and and just goes down this ridiculous list. Some of them she's probably heard of, several of them she probably hasn't.
She most certainly hasn't, because she doesn't have any dots in medicine, nor in alchemy or whatever. So she's taking notes fiercely.
But yeah, she'll just rattle off a list of various herbs and plants. And then, of course, it's a matter of whether you wanted something to be drunk, want oil for the skin. It changes the process, you know. You can cook it into soaps. Start like just kind of ticking things off on her fingers.
So you can also make it as some form of drink, I guess.
Oh, of course.
And she's making a pause as she just, duh, it's a potion. As she's muttering to herself. Of course you can drink it.
Distill it for drinking. You can work it into oils. You can put it into soaps. You could probably, if you were... that one might be hard, but you could probably make incense.
And yeah, she's actually writing everything down, because she's thinking, that seems very interesting to me.
And she'll poke her finger towards the book that she's writing on. And
she gets
essentially say, if you can bring me any of those, bring me, well, I suppose it depends on how much you need, but bring me enough of the proper ingredients. Bring me something to pay for it. I can make these things.
And she's thinking, and she, I mean, yeah, she wants to try to take a jab at the old lady. Are you going to ask for my firstborn in payment?
What in the world am I going to do with a child? That's just silly.
She makes a pause.
Unless it has potential, and then I suppose I could, bustle it off to the right people, but chances of that, she'll kind of tilt her head and look at her again. Not so likely, no.
I guess it makes sense. I always wondered why they always asked for children when they... I mean, Rumpelstiltskin doesn't really seem like the type of guy who could raise a child.
And she'll kind of waggle her fingers. Usually for slave labor, or to raise them to be their, heir that inevitably comes about and kills them in the end. Something like that. And she'll finally, very sternly, she'll take a very strangely stern expression and shake her finger as if admonishing her. Never, ever make a student, they always kill you in the sequel. Never rear something to be your heir like that. Especially not stolen children. They always kill you in the sequel.
she starts to laugh, genuinely amused at that at that logic. Well, I mean, sure, if you steal someone from their parents, generally, yeah, they're not very well disposed to you. And also, I guess, yeah.
I mean, think about Rapunzel. That just went horribly awry.
Well, I mean, generally, I mean, the contracts are kind of crooked in the first place. I mean,
well, you're making a contract with the parents, not with the child.
uh,
And unruly children do the damnedest things. Like push people into ovens or out of towers.
I guess it's depending on point of view. I guess some people who wrote the book are going to say, well, they got it coming because they wanted to kill the children. But then again, the children started to eat the house, which is not very nice.
She'll kind of poof to make a pfft and shake her hand. What do they know? Narrators. So opinionated.
Well, I mean, I think also you should rather go and have a talk with the editor. Because, I mean, if you think about it, Little Red Riding Hood was pretty fucking dark at the origin, but now apparently everyone lives happily ever after.
Oh, that Disney stuff. Horrible waste of good stories.
Yeah, don't go naked in the bed of strangers.
Indeed. Besides, it'll make you a harlot like that woman from school. She knew all about those herbs. Kind of gestures idly to the book.
As she's gonna get up. She's gonna get up as she's stretching a little bit. Well, I'm not going to impose much on your time. I'm sure that Mr. Mittens is going to assault you with numerous demand of petting and ego stroking.
Oh, yes, and it's about his dinner time. At which point the cat starts just carrying on and yowling because she's reminded him. And now it is most certainly dinner time, and he wants his cushy food.
Thank you for this interesting conversation.
Oh, yes. If there are going to be this many people, she kind of waggles her finger, running around the city, might as well make $1 while I'm at it. Go find those herbs.
And she'll extend a hand.
And she will actually offer her hand. It's a gnarled, crazy old lady hand, but hey, it's definitely real. She's a little cool because you imagine that being older, her circulation isn't the best. So it's about what you expect. But she will offer her hand, which is something.
And she'll shake it, and she will say, "Well, and she's going to approach Brunhild and whisper to her ear, "If you want to make Mr. Mittens jealous, I can draw your picture too."
Yes.
And she nods and probably probably turns aside to see where Joey has gone off, and indeed he's looking at a window of the apartment next door, and she's gonna scold him. She's gonna scold him as probably one or two people on the other side of the street are looking at this young lady, thinking that, yeah, probably her and the old lady are related somehow.
Yeah, honestly, after talking to Brunhilde for a while, let's be honest, they're probably gonna write it off as her crazy being communicative or something.
Yeah, it's probably the crazy old lady grandchild or something.
Meanwhile, Grimmelkin has hopped off her lap and is at the door just yowling and meowing and carrying on while she's very slowly getting to her feet. Yes, I hear you. I hear you. There's no need to carry on like that. Now you're just being obstinate.
And after getting back the attention of her familiar, she will wave one last time to the old Verbania lady, and will trot off to see wherever her little feet will get her this day.
Yep, she'll get an idle wave in return as Brunhilde goes in to feed her incredibly demanding cat. So with that,
yes,
I will say thank you, player, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. And we will see you next time on another episode of Living World of Darkness, whatever the name for Mage venues is in New York. Bye-bye.